Fucking ridiculous. Hey guys, before this video starts, I want to thank you all for 62,000 views on the last one. I really didn't expect it to blow up the way it did, but now I need your help to figure out my audience. So if you watched the video, let me know in the comments whether you came out of the fighting game community or the Warframe community, so I could figure out what kind of content to make in the future. And while you're down there, leave a like and subscribe if you want to be notified about any future uploads from my channel. And tell me some more suggestions or opinions about this video and the tier list. Right. So there's the alt. Jeez. It goes through the UI. It goes through the friend invite UI. Right, let me see. I have a tier list in prep, but I have to remove all of the frames again because I'm like redoing the whole thing. But I already have a tier list set up with different tiers. There it is. So I made 5 tiers between useless and game breaking. And we're gonna start with Ash, who I already put in 2 strong. So I put Ash in 2 strong because his shuriken does insane amounts of damage. That's like 60% of an almost full screen projectile. It's not full screen. It is full, never mind, it is full screen. It wasn't full screen last time I tested it, so that's how you can see, like, this game is very consistent, clearly. Ember's Fireball OTGs, no it doesn't. OTG doesn't exist in this game, you talk about it like anything works. Atlas was useless. I remember in the video, when we recorded it, when I took clips of it in the game session, you used Atlas, his landslide ability, and you just slipped. Nothing. No damage, no effect, no anything. Just slides. So yeah, even when I'm up close. Just does nothing. Puts a rock in his head, and then disappears again. Oh yeah, slash dash is an insta-kill, by the way. You just do a fed fold and die instantly. It's hilarious. It's funny because it either whiffs and does nothing. Right, this is so inconsistent with Excalibur. Here's what irks me, right? So first of all, Excalibur game breaking. Last stream, I tested Excalibur's slash dash, and it was a stationary ability that 50% of the time insta-killed you, and 50% of the time it did nothing. It did not have this mobility that I just witnessed on the screen, where it just goes full screen. Insta-kill neutral skip. Like, it's like every time I boot Framefighter, it's an entirely different game that I'm playing. Just makes no sense. Alright, Sonic Boom, I remember it was like relatively close range. I think from here it might already whiff. Never mind. So you can't, it's not a full screen projectile. It's only like in close proximity. And it doesn't do a lot of damage. Hilarious. Sonic Boom, not a lot of damage, not at all. Banshee, I would say is the first balanced. I don't know, the fact that it's a close range special move and it doesn't like do more damage than a regular punch string or something, it just like I don't know. I'm kind of torn between balanced and weak right now. Let's put her at balance, but I'm gonna keep her at the very bottom of balance. Alright, this was the first one I put into weak, I'm pretty sure. Baruch's Elude. It just like, it works, but it doesn't work long enough, if that makes sense, right? So, Baruch, if you remember, his entire thing is like making attacks go through him and building restraint. And it does work, but only for like a split second. It immediately just deactivates. So it's active now. Immediately deactivates. It's like a parry, but you don't get anything off of it. There's no reward. If that makes sense. There is weak. So far we have one frame in every tier list. Like, if you think about it, Banshee's thing, it still does damage. It's a working special move, right? Balrog just, like, he puts himself into an animation for free. And nothing happens, basically. I don't know what it was with Chroma in the last stream, but his ability also doesn't work, I'm pretty sure. It didn't work then, but maybe it works this time. So yeah, I would say this one is useless. Hold the button. Oh, wait a minute, okay. See, that changes it. Oh, right, because they fucking reworked them at some point. Where you can cycle through the elements and then you have to hold the fucking button down to do the actual ability. Oh. I want to say balanced. I do want to say balanced ability. Let's see if the cycling works. So that was lightning. And this is fire, right? So the element cycling actually works. And it's not even like Ash Shuriken where like it deletes 70% of your health bar, so I'm gonna put this into balanced here, I'm pretty sure. Balanced mid-tier Chroma. Right, Fireball. So full screen. Yeah. Full screen Fireball. Nearly half health. I also feel like the damage values vary between every launch, every time they launch the game. It also adds to her meter a bit. Oh, she regains meter off of hitting Fireball. Hang on. Oh yeah, I guess they didn't calculate that in with some of the abilities. That casting them also gives you a refund on your special move meter. Too strong. I would say stronger than Ash. Well, I mean, it's basically split, right? It's basically, they're both the same strength, in my opinion. I'm already putting Equinox into useless, though. For some reason they decided to give Equinox Metamorphosis, which is just the ability that switches between the night and day mode. So it's basically a taunt that changes appearance, and nothing else. So Umbra actually gets a different ability from normal Excalibur, except his is more useless. He gets Radial Howl as opposed to Excal's Radial Blind, but it does nothing. It turns the screen dark a little, and now it does damage as well. Okay. See, this is this is so stupid. You can't even make an accurate tier list, because every time you exit Framefighter and go back into a new Framefighter session, all the values are just like, it's like throwing dice. It's just shuffled for no reason. Because now Radial Howl actually does damage, as opposed to just turning the opponent's screen dark for a little bit, like it did last time. I want to see whether Mirage, whether her Prism just blinds now, or if it also just instant kills the opponent in-game. Is this full screen? No. So this is actually a projectile, quote-unquote. Hilarious. For some reason, this specific tier list that I looked up, it doesn't have Umbra in the frame tier list at all. It just has normal Excalibur. So we just have to imagine Umbra in the balanced tier, I guess. We had Frost and Freeze, so like also a Fireball. A lot of the abilities, like I don't want to say just a Framefighter, but a lot of abilities in general on earlier age frames is just like have a projectile. projectile of that element. So his is just like full screen ice ball, right? Oh yeah, that's what it was. It's low damage, but it's basically hit scan. So this is me on my Switch when I move, right? And then so now if I use freeze, it doesn't slow. Movement is not impacted whatsoever. You'd think it would be like Sub-Zero, right? Which is like the base blueprint for all slowdown projectiles in video games ever. Especially when it's about ice, but it's just full screen, hit scan, happy chaos gun. Frost. I want to put Frost in weak. Weak or balanced. I can't call it useless because it does damage. But I also don't want to call it strong just because it's hit scan. I guess I'm putting it in balanced. There. I'm putting it above Banshee because it is a projectile for full screen. You don't have to be in close range. But it doesn't really do a lot of damage, so it's just like kind of in the middle. Shattered Lash. Nothing. I held it down. There is no thing like with Chroma where you hold it down and it does like two different things. It didn't do anything. So I think this one is pretty much useless. Useless tier, garbage dumpster tier. I mean, I can, even when I'm like right up in his face. Yeah, just fucking nothing. Pocket Sand. Who do we have just now? Gara, right? Yeah. Useless. Bye-bye. So she gets her fourth ability. Oh, I didn't know you could use it midair. So that's also homing full screen projectile. Except it actually does damage. It's not like Frost's thing where it does zilch. It looks hilarious when you do it as an air move, but you can do it grounded as well. Yeah, just a bunch of projectiles. Oh, I want to put Gara on balanced. Top of balanced. I feel like that's fine. Goes! Finally, some honest top tier gameplay. Wow. Applying framefighter logic. First of all, that did a huge chunk of damage. I don't remember it even doing damage at all. It refilled a third of my meter. And applying the stun lock logic to framefighter on hit so that my opponent can't block or do anything when they get hit. This is definitely game breaking, right? And then it's time for Grendel. I think Grendel had Zeph Street Fighter Ultimate, right? Oh, it also has the fucking ability to freeze my game, is what he has. Awesome. Yeah, Grendel has, if you know Zeph from Street Fighter, the guy with the yin and yang thing in his torso, the Tandem engine, I think it was called. Grendel has basically that. I think it's balanced. If you know how broken the Tandem engine is in Street Fighter 4, then this is literally the complete opposite in comparison. It's really balanced. I remember watching a Street Fighter video at one point, and the guy said against Seth, you cannot jump. Anytime you jump, when he has like meter to do the Tandem engine bullshit, you either get anti-aired and fucking killed, or if you block it, he's gonna end up positive and keeps his pressure anyways. So Gauss is a top tier, it's a game breaking. And Grendel I want to put into balance. Like, I feel like this is a good position for him, right? It's just hilarious how many references you could pull out of your ass playing Framefighter, that the people who coded it and who added more characters into it as the updates went on just like never intended. Like, they took inspiration from Street Fighter 5 with the title and everything, with the cover art as well, but they just never probably actually played any of the games, so they wouldn't know. Rogue Dev Team on Framefighter adding El Fuerte. Who'd be an El Fuerte stand-in? Because Grendel has already got the Seth bit, right? But maybe they could design them like Pokemon Tekken characters, where like one character has multiple different moves from different Tekken characters. Styanax, maybe. They both have the cultural appropriation in common. It's harrowing time. Alright, Condemn. Condemn does also nothing. Condemn, it stops you from jumping, but you can still move left and right. Like this. I'm holding up on the switch, I can't jump, but I can still move left and right. And it does no damage. I feel like a tool that would stop you from using lateral movement in a conventional fighting game would be pretty busted, right? But in this game, like, the only thing that stops you from doing is going full screen. Not quite? What do you mean, not quite? I mean, imagine Strife or Street Fighter, right? Where a character locks you down with a tool that stops you from jumping, and now they can put you into a true 50-50 thing with punch or throw. We have characters in modern fighting games that restrict movement. We have Baiken with Tether, for example. We do have characters that put you into these like lockdown situations where you're forced to confront them to stop you from running away. I must consult the Elder Gods. No, I must consult with my tier list. Harrow. Oh, there he is. Okay. Useless. I love anime accurate fighting games. We should keep making them. Please no. I don't play Hildren. Hildren's Balefire is also her 4th ability, right? Balefire is her 1st. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I don't play Hildren, man. I had one Hildren Warframe ever, and I used it to subsume into Helmet for pillage, and I never touched a Hildren again in my life. So yeah, I can't do anything with her. My guess is that her abilities need shield to work, but because you technically don't have a shield in Framefighter, you can't use abilities. Tier list. And useless. Another modest top tier. He's honest. He's honest. He requires skill to play. You don't get it. It's like Brian in Tekken 8, where people want you to believe he takes skill, but he doesn't really, actually. Tempest Barrage. Last stream, it insta-killed. And it did again. Yeah. So this is just Slash Dash from Xcal, except it's a projectile. It's full screen. It covers the entire screen, and it has a 100% chance of working. There's no 50-50 bullshit where it bugs out. Hydroid into the top of game breaking. Congratulations, sir. And then Eineros. And then I'm back where I stopped yesterday, I'm pretty sure. Eineros, Desiccation. Pocket Sand, right? Yeah. It's kind of like Banshee, but he does even less damage somehow. God, I forget how fuck ugly default Eineros is. Less damage, more range. Worse animation as well, apparently. It has a delay on it. It's reactable. This is like 78 frame overhead. Pocket Fend. Pocket Fend. We put an Eineros into weak. Because I don't think it warrants balance status, but it also kind of sucks. So I think he's gonna share the weak tier with Baruch for a minute. And then Ivora just didn't work at all, if I remember correctly. So it's Quiver, but unlike with Chroma, you can't choose your arrow, and the arrow also doesn't do anything. Little visual effects, but nothing actually happens, so I'm gonna put her into useless as well. I do test the abilities multiple times, just to make sure. Oh wait, never mind, this time it did something. This time it did. So you have 4 arrows, you have a 25%, you have a 1 in 4 chance to roll an arrow that does damage. His idle animation dodged it, by the way. So what you're saying is that the hitbox for Ivora's arrow, for the Quiver ability, is so fucking high that the idle animation of Excalibur dodges it and just... Okay, interesting. So technically balanced, but by the fact that the idle animation can just dodge the ability entirely, I think I'm gonna put her to weak, which is a step up because last stream I put her to useless. The idle animation dodged. It is a full screen projectile, so I'm gonna put her above Ainara's. But it's so inconsistent. Whip Claw. Whip Claw was deceiving last time. Yeah, the whip covers like the entire screen, but for the whip to actually hit anything, I need to stand like right in front of them. Like this. Yeah, and it does fuck all damage. It's probably the worst ability that does damage. I don't think I can even call it weak at that point. I think that's just useless. At least it works. Yeah, I just have to breathe down my opponent's neck and then it works. I think at this range it already doesn't reach anymore, despite the whip going across the entire screen. But the damage is just, it's such nothing damage. And like you'd think when she has that whip that goes across the entire screen, it would actually reach at least, right? Like, in my head, it's a zoner button where it's low damage, but it has like good screen control, but it just does fucking nothing, and you don't have the range of a zoner either. I have to say useless. Like my jab does more damage than the whip, and it has the same range. Top of useless because it works. I mean, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, okay. Courtesy of top of useless. Congratulations, Lavos. We know Lavos. Ophidian Bite. Here we go. Oh wow, they nerfed the range. But I still have it. No, I don't. Wait, what? I do still have it. Wait. What? They have cooldowns. Yeah, but it's like... I can spam it 2 times... and then it goes on a cooldown. And then 1, 2, and now like I was complete. What? So the cooldown is just RNG. I built my meter, and I get my ability, and then the cooldown for Ophidian Bite is just RNG. I guess, I suppose. Refreshes on hit. No. It's his first augment baked in. Wait a minute. Nah, hang on. I'm switching to Limbo, I'm looking this up. Swift Bite, reduce ability cooldown by 4 seconds when at least 4 enemies are hit. Ophidian Bite is granted an additional 30% range. So, basically, they put the first augment into his kit in Framefighter, and they reduce the condition of having to hit at least 4 enemies. That's hilarious. Why? Oh, no, it's fine. My OBS crashed. No, this is awesome. I did not want to stream today, actually. Framefighter so bad it kills your PC. That was into game breaking. So they baked his first augment into his Framefighter ability, and they removed the condition that the refresh needs to hit 4 enemies. So he could just spam it. Okay, banish. That's just like Frost, I think. My PC went Framefighter. Yeah, okay, Banish is just like Frost. Full screen hit scan with little damage. It just broke the entire stream for some reason, but I put Limbo here. Into balanced above Frost. So it actually does deal damage, and the switch teleport actually side switches, which I find hilarious. I feel like this is a top contender for like the upper half of balanced. Loki. I'm gonna put Loki like here. Yeah, mag and pull. Yeah, a lot of these are just like full screen hit scan projectiles, but this one actually did quite a bit of like damage. That did a solid chunk. Mag, like here, I reckon. Peacemaker is Mesa's fourth. I want to see if that works at all. Nothing is happening. Okay, so Peacemaker does nothing. It makes a sound effect. So Mesa's useless. Oh, this is a funny one. This is the one we like. Alright, tier list first, and then we move on to Mirage. So Mesa plays a sound effect. Useless. Garbage. Here it goes. Alright, it did no damage, but it's still blinded on the switch. So it still flashbangs the opponent, but does nothing else outside of that. If you have photosensitivity, yeah, it's game over. GG's. That round is lost. If you're like don't have any health issues, it's just meme tier. Unless you're sitting in a dark room where it actually like blinds you to the point where you have to cover your eyes and squint or something. Nothing burger ability. Make another tier called ableist and put her in there alone. Ableist tier for Mirage. Alright, Soul Punch. It's just another full screen projectile. Alright, pack it up. This is just another one of these mid tiers. Honest characters, quote unquote. Oh, wait, that's unique. A status effect in my framefighter. The damage over time in my framefighter. I haven't seen that before. So what's the range on this? Like mid-screen? No. Right. So like this? I want to say balanced. Can you teleport with it though? True, wait, that's a good idea. That's a good thing to try out. So it's a close range special move that does damage over time. It's not a lot of damage though, so right now I'm thinking weak. No, you cannot teleport. Oh well, no, it does actually do... It does do a chunk of damage. I feel like if you increase the range of it a bit, it could be balanced. Because like you do have to be up your like opponent's asshole for this to reach. You have to be pretty close, yeah. But the fact that it has a status effect, I want to give it the benefit of low balanced here. And we put Nezha into low balanced virulence. Right, let's see. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go full screen with this. Alright, it's a full screen move. Yeah, that reaches full screen. But I want to say balanced. It looks cool too. It has a working animation and everything. Nidus so far is my favorite one, I think. Because it actually works consistently. Put him top of balanced, fuck it. Yeah. I could feel good about myself putting him there. So let's see how it works. Okay, so the way that it works is that it doesn't work. Still losing my marbles over the ableist here. That's gonna be in the video. And you're gonna be in the video too! You're gonna be in the video! Antimatter drop, done nothing. Done nothing. Psychic bolts. Yeah? Ah, alright, it's ranged. It's not infinite. This range? Alright, so this is just like, this is worse Banshee, apparently. Nyx. I'll put her like here. I mean, it's full screen and it does a silly effect. It just doesn't do huge damage. Yeah, it looks like a two-hitting attack, but it just does one damage value and then disappears. It's based on current HP. Yeah. So I'm gonna say weak, because now it does a chunk of damage, but then if he has low health, it's gonna do no damage, right? If I beat him like to 30%. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Oberon. weak. Like here. I think it's a full screen move. But the damage is just like pitiful. Mallet. Nothing. He hits it and it maxes out on damage. Well, it has a hitbox. I could punch it. It just didn't do any damage. We just had Octavia, and Octavia is useless. I mean, the ability was on screen. I'm gonna put her to high useless. Right, grenade fan. So I assume when I press it, it's gonna do the normal one, the one that damages. Oh yeah, and yeah, it's damage over time. I want to see if it does the shield version as well. I can pick up a shield, but it disappears immediately. I did pick one up. Wait, no! It actually puts a shield on you. That makes you literally invulnerable. So you can actually choose between area of effect, damage over time, screen control, or you can choose between make yourself immortal for a short amount of time. Oh, I don't want to say game breaking. I do want to say too strong, but like very, very high on too strong. I want to put Protea like here or here actually. It's either top of too strong or in the middle, like somewhere here of game breaking, because you do have your damage projectile that on its own it would be like balanced, right? I think. But then you just have that other ability where you can shield yourself just from a shit ton of damage. I think I'm gonna put her here because it's not spammable like it's 500 base shield with 40-second duration. Well, I mean, it's enough in the framefighter context to shield from a lot of punches though. I only realized I wasn't like infinitely immortal when the shield broke. When I got the sound effect and the visual effect of the shield actually disappearing. I'm gonna put Lavos above her though still, because it's not like she has a spammable ability, but it is stronger than Gauss's neutral skip, I feel like, because it does cover a large portion of the screen if you do the damaging one, and you can just shield yourself from damage. Anyways, I wanted to see if I could punch him out of Reef. No, okay, it just unlocks you. Is this game breaking? Because it's like you have this mobility tool that just neutral skips your opponent, and it does damage. And because it does damage, it stun locks him, right? Like, it's not Gauss speed, but it still has the same effect as Gauss's thing, right? Revenant, stronger than Gauss, right? Rhino Stomp. Oh, it's just like okay, it does damage when I'm standing right next to them. I just don't know how much damage because it was already low HP. I don't know. I mean, it does a small chunk of damage, but yeah, like I have to stand right next to him. I have to literally step on his toe with the Rhino Stomp. Yeah, no, because blocking doesn't work, I decided to make a rule last stream where I would say we're testing all the values as if they were like we're only testing the on-hit properties because blocking doesn't reliably work. That's a rule I made, basically. I made two rules at the time. And one rule was we test everything multiple times to see if there's like bugs or something that could happen with an ability where it doesn't work properly or not how it's supposed to. And we only test on-hit values because blocking doesn't generally work most of the time. I want to see if this is also damage over time like with Nezha, or if nothing happens. Okay, so it is damage over time, but I think because the spores can't spread like how they usually would in actual gameplay, it just doesn't work. I think it does about like frost damage. Like we had so many abilities that are all unbalanced here because they're just full screen projectile that does like a small amount of damage, but not to the point where it's like ridiculous. So I guess Siren is going to be balanced which is a first for Siren. Like, if you want a scale for how many Warframes have basically the same ability in Framefighter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Warframes have basically the same ability with their own twist on it, because like, oh, this is Frost, so he has an ice projectile. But the ice projectile doesn't actually slow down or freeze the opponent, it just does the same thing as Limbo's thing, as Siren's thing, as Mag's thing, and they all just kind of do the same thing, but it's just like with different visuals, right? But then you have Ember and Ash, who also have a near full screen projectile, but for some reason their projectile, instead of doing a small chunk of damage, deletes 60% HP for no reason. Guys, I think we got another one imbalanced. Yeah, it's just the same thing as Frost all over again. Full screen projectile that does a little bit of damage. Seen that before, done that. Oh my god, almost over. We have 10 Warframes left. 10 Warframes for Framefighter. Oh dear. Okay, Sabagov. So dark on this tier list. Why is he so dark? Just fucking put him somewhere in here. Everything in this tier you can basically arrange in any order you want, because they all basically have the same like strength values, I guess. I'm actually surprised how little people like Warframes aren't too strong as opposed to game breaking and balance, because it's either they don't do enough for me to consider them too strong, or they do so much that it's like, okay, this is just game breaking. Oh, I don't have a... Oh yeah, I don't have a target, quote unquote, so I guess I can't even cast it, right? Because it's not letting me do anything with the ability. Yeah, I can't cast it. Okay, this is useless here again. It's just sometimes they just don't work and it's just okay, useless. Unlucky. I know Trinity is game breaking because I played Trinity during the first Framefighter video. So now we have it again where it's just like we have one Warframe where the ability doesn't work for God knows what reason. Just doesn't function, doesn't trigger, right? But then we're gonna have another Warframe next with Trinity where she's gonna have outrageous damage and abilities for no reason. So we just had a thing with Titania where you couldn't cast Lantern on your opponent because you technically didn't have a target. But then as Trinity, I could put Well of Life on my opponent and turn them into a walking health pool for myself. And then I can still beat the shit out of them, get my Well of Life back in meter, and when the current one runs out in a few seconds, Excalibur instantly dies and I win. And he can't do any damage to me because while he's punching me, he's healing me with Well of Life. Like this. See? And then I just hit him with like one of these, and it's gonna do a shit ton of damage on him. Yeah. So it heals me, it turns me immortal, and it turns him immortal until it runs out, and when it runs out, it just kills him immediately. The only way to counter Well of Life is by having an ability that would instantly kill Trinity before she gets the chance to heal. Unless it doesn't work, like in this case, in which case you're just fucked. Where Trinity is like here, basically. I'm gonna even say, go ahead and say that she's stronger than Hydroid because she can heal herself. She heals herself and then insta-kills the opponent, as opposed to just insta-killing the opponent like Hydroid does with his barrage. Is this another game breaking? I don't know. Rip line that immediately pulls me into my opponent. I'm considering putting Gauss and Revenant into 2 strong tier because we have so many characters where it's just like, oh, they have this ability that immediately closes the distance between the opponent and then they can just start punching, because Valkyr would also be like here. So just closes the distance, starts beating the shit out of you with Ripline, which is also full screen. So I'm thinking of just putting these 3 guys down in here. I mean, we can reevaluate the tier list after it's done. There's only a couple more left. Thank God. Okay, Vauban, Tesla Nervos. I remember this. Charge it up to have all 4. And then they go kill him. Yeah. I don't know, is this game breaking? I don't know. Lose. Wait, what? Wait. Wait. No. Hang on. Don't tell me that on paper Vauban's ability is broken if it wasn't for the fucking fact that it makes me automatically lose the round if they kill them. Wait. Okay, this time I won. Wait. I lose? What? Why? Okay, game breaking in the sense that rather than being so strong that they're like an overpowered character, it breaks the game by defaulting me into a loss. Where did you... Why is he still here? There was another one left from last round just waiting. What? So I win 1 round. And then there's balls. And then I lose. It puts me back to the main menu. So when I use my ability as Vauban, I win the first round, but then on the second round it loses me the entire match. And now if I start the round, if you can hear the rotaring noise, there's still another Tesla Nervos left from last match. It just disappeared. No, there it is! And then it ends in a draw. I throw my balls out, and I kill him. And I win. And now the balls are still there, right? So... Right. Well then. Ah! Oh my god, bro. Okay. Oh, sorry guys, my bad. I just noticed that on my Nintendo Switch, I'm not building any meter of Excalibur punching my Volt, because when I punch him on my Switch, the Volt starts infinitely ascending into the air. It doesn't come down until I press a button on my PC as Volt, in which case he comes back down to Earth. Right. It's just another full screen projectile that does a little bit of damage. Wisp. We're on the last 5 frames, guys. I'm so happy. We had Volt, right? Yeah, Volt is just fucking put him here. Put him like... Put him here. Guys, give me 2 months, and I'll be competitive framefighter play. You'll see me at EVO in 2035, when all the people get unbanned from region chat, and when this game is being played there. Okay, it gave me the health reservoir. I just tapped it, so I assume I can't switch it. So I put reservoir down. And then it heals me over time. Nice. And I can just infinitely get it, okay. Okay, the fact that I can punch through the heal, like it doesn't heal faster than I deal damage, I'm actually gonna put this one in balance, I think. If it was like... It doesn't give you invulnerability like Trinity. It doesn't heal you faster when you can take damage physically in this game. I'm gonna put it into balance. Wisp gets a surprising balanced rating, and I'm gonna put her like at the lower end as well. Or maybe like right in the middle between projectile spammers and everything else. Wukong gets Defy. Defy was the one with the staff, right, where you get more armor? Oh no, it was actually the one that I can't use because the game doesn't work. 3 frames left. 3 frames left, I am so happy. Zarta's Whisper. That's a damage buff, right? Hang on. So, right. I don't think I do more damage, if I'm quite honest. No, I don't do more damage. 2 frames left. Zaku, who I'm putting into useless, and I forgot to put Wukong into useless as well, apparently, because his thing didn't work at all. Right, Sea Snares. Oh, they just start homing in on him, okay. Do we have a too strong one? Do we have our first too strong in a long time?
3, 2, 1.
It doesn't restrict movement, but all of the bubbles home in on him and start dealing more damage. Lower end of too strong. And Zephyr is the last frame. If I hold it, do I start floating? No. Does it do damage at all? Wow, okay. I don't know if you just saw that sliver, that little pricklet of damage. Look at that damage. Don't blink, you'll miss it. No, I wouldn't call it balance. It's not a full screen move. It's like kind of mid-range, and it does fuck all damage. It's actually just like nothing. Like top of weak. I'm willing to compromise with top of weak. I do want to look back on these 3 again though, if I might just like put them into too strong, because they just like, they don't do outrageous damage. They don't have like crazy damage abilities in that sense. It's just that like they close the gap really quickly, and then they stun lock you with the fucking, you know, the you get hit in framefighter and then you can't move, you can't block or anything. But that's like every character, right? They don't have a thing where it's like, oh, they can spam their ability 5 million times because they have an augment implemented into framefighter for no reason, or oh, I can become immortal. They don't insta-kill you. They don't do like Hydroid or Excalibur or something. So I want to compromise, and I want to put these 3 down here into too strong, like this. And I want to leave this as my final tier list. This is every framefighter frame. These are not in framefighter yet. And then Excalibur Umbro would also be somewhere in the balanced, because he's not in this tier list for some reason. Here, what's the next edgy thing? Oriel. Oriel is Excalibur Umbra stand-in. So he's somewhere in the middle, right here, as well.